Hello everybody. Today's video will be about Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 is basically a game made around about the 1990s. Made by Capcom, who's made various games before. Today's Fury, we'll be talking about an RE2 remake. There is most likely, possibly, multiple of Mr. X's. It might seem stupid at first, but no, it's not. It's not stupid. It's not stupid at all. In fact, last night, till the verges of 1 o'clock in the morning, I have been writing a theory about how there might be multiple. Now, this theory isn't really that well made or done, not at all, but it still makes sense, and it still works. Now, I've always wondered why, some parts in Resident Evil 2, in Leon's campaign, you counter Mr. X after, after basically getting from the garage. Or basement, whatever it's called. You counter him by him lifting up the helicopter. He lifts up the helicopter, only to chase after you, slowly but surely. Throughout the story, also, I forgot to contain in this video contains spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, get off now. But if you do, you're okay with it, you can stay. I've gotten spoiled before, but it's not fun. So if you don't want any, get off now. But as I was saying, and then later at the end of the story, Mr. X slowly dies. Well, he doesn't slowly die. He gets shot by the rocket launcher in his final form, the Super Tyrant, and gets blown in half, basically. Which is kind of brutal, but it's Resident Evil 2. Well, Resident Evil, so it's gonna happen. The Tyrants hold a big part of the RE-verse. So saying, throughout the games, like T-008, Nemesis, Lady D, which I think is a Tyrant, but I'm not completely sure. And RE6's Tyrant, which again, I don't know if he is a Tyrant. I forgot his name. I think it's the Ustanak, whatever. I can't pronounce much. And then, for Resident Evil 4, the Torres Mendes, which I think again, and yes, again, I think he is a Tyrant. I'm not sure. Probably has the Lost Plagas in him. Which this theory is actually about the Tyrant, or called by the fans Mr. X. So throughout, like Leon's campaign and everything, Mr. X stalks you down the whole time. Not really the whole time, but some parts, which feels like a long time, which it's cool. And dies at the end. But in Claire's story, Mr. X gets impaled by G. Birkin and gets part of him ripped off, which is super brutal. But he has only a scarred, fleshy body in the Leon vs. Mr. X boss fight. And then in Claire's thing, he has a whole part of him ripped off, which doesn't make sense. But people do say Claire's is a true story. I don't know. So that got me thinking, could there be two Mr. X's? Which I'm gonna say it's possible. It adds up even more evidence when you think about the fourth survivor. Mr. X appears there in perfect shape, ready to give it to you. So is there 3 Mr. X's? Yes, because that would make sense a lot in the other scenario. What was it? Forgotten Soldier. You can see Mr. X at the end, again in perfect condition. Is that the same Mr. X from the fourth survivor, or Leon's? Not Leon's. Leon's. My manners. Because that would make sense, since they seem to be at the same time. So that is probably what it is. And that concludes today's theory. I'm not completely sure if that's true. That's all the evidence I've gotten up. But Umbrella, they really do make Tyrants a lie. But in the RE3 remake, you actually can see a room where they've actually they make Tyrants. There's a whole room of Tyrants, and they all look kind of like Mr. X. So that could help support this theory a lot. which that is basically what that is. So that's today's theory. Hope y'all all enjoyed this. So please like and subscribe. I'll see y'all tomorrow.